Good evening and welcome to Biz News. I'm Elizabeth Lee together with Tony Lopez.
Good evening, Beth.
Tonight we have for our guest Congressman Bayani Fernando. We're going to talk about the water crisis.
Congressman here is formerly Secretary of Public Works and
Yes.
MMDA Chairman. MMDA is a territory of the two water concessionaires. Public Works is the chairman of the MWSS, so he is an expert. Yeah.
Not really.
So
And he's
you're the
also an
main
engineer.
expert.
Not really an expert.
Ikaw po ang solusyon dito sa ating water crisis, no?
How, give us an overview from your
It's already
perspective.
solved.
From your perspective as an engineer and as a public servant and former long-time mayor of Marikina, how do you look at the water crisis today?
The water crisis is actually, it's a case of so many things that did not work out. And I think it's actually so simple that we missed it, no? By a few, I think a few years.
Yeah.
1
How
or 2
so?
years.
How so?
Why did you
Because-
say simple yan?
In my time as Secretary of Public Works, I was there for a very short while,
Yeah.
you know, and I held the post as chairman. I've been hearing about this aqueduct to bring the water from La Mesa Dam, from Angat to La Mesa Dam,
yeah.
no? And in my time, the only problem was there was a kind of one of these pipes parang nag-burst. It burst, no? So they have to do something about it. But talks of additional pipelines there
Has been talked about. How long ago?
That was 2000. I was there as secretary 2003. A long time ago.
Yeah.
Too long, too long.
15 years
So I
ago.
cannot blame the present dispensation for this problem. Not everything. They can be blamed for this thing. But it's an institutional failure. And it happens in most of our
What do you mean institutional failure? What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
institutional failure is the whole institution from and way back. I would even consider myself maybe part of it.
The decision-making process.
Yeah. And also, I would say it's a problem of technical, we're short of technical know-how.
Short?
Short.
I know we are short of engineers.
Like this one, we have now we know we have the problem to how to get. We're short of something like 10% of water.
10%.
No? It could have been averted yung shutting off completely the taps, the faucets natin, if they had simply reduced the pressure.
PSI, yeah.
Yung PSI na yun. I was
Instead of total
trying
shutdown,
to explain.
just to reduce, yeah.
Probably people will have to sacrifice. Instead of having a shower, probably just have to make a tabo. But
Yeah.
the water
You
is
still have
always
water,
there.
no?
Yes.
Oo, ganon. And with that, statistically, I don't know, it came from them too. I think it's for every one pressure drop
1 PSI.
in tap,
Yeah.
you save 3% of water.
Of consumption.
Pagka humihina pressure, humihina rin ang consumption.
Yes.
It's too wasteful when you open the tap fully.
Yeah, yeah.
Washing your hands, di ba?
Right,
You,
that's
you'll
right.
notice that.
Yeah.
And there's another 3%. So if you reduce it to 17 or 16%, you save more than 10%, 12%.
Kasi ang advice pa nga ng mga health
So,
buffs.
tama.
You will have compensated for the...
Ang advice
for
pa
the
nga ng mga
for
health
the,
buffs, Congressman, pag nagugas ka daw ka ng kamay, kakanta ka ng Bayang Magili. Ganun katagal ka dapat magwasing.
mga estudyante.
Happy birthday na lang para shorter.
So siguro pipito ka na lang.
So, actually,
That's the
nakikita
simple
ko.
solution that you're saying. That's a simple solution.
Very simple solution.
Unfortunately,
And workable.
they cannot
Yes.
just do that.
Why?
I think there's something wrong with the installation, with the pipeline, the controls. And
They're
that's-
unable to
The
do it. Even
PSI
if they
cannot
want
be calibrated.
it cannot be calibrated so fast. And so that's where probably sabi nga, we are short of technological know-how.
Sabi nila.
Just my assessment.
Yeah.
And in almost everything that we're doing, medyo kapos tayo
Sa
kaalaman
technology.
technical.
So are they going to change that? Or are they going to change that wherein you can have...
I think with this experience now, they
That you
would
can
know,
calibrate.
they will now they will know what's best to do now.
Maybe it's an after effect of our lack of focus on the so-called STEM in education. Science, technology, engineering, and math.
Palagay ko, it's a
Kulang tayo
question
ng
of
mga estudyante ng STEM.
education.
Oo,
Yeah.
oo.
And application.
Yeah.
Like this one, this is the very first time that technology is applied to this
In
big
real life,
scale,
no?
di ba?
Oo.
We have no such experience. Ang sabi ko
Yeah.
ron sa presidente ng Manila Water kay Engineer De La
First De La
Cruz.
Cruz,
Huwag kang magre-resign. Now you are the best in this trade. With your experience, you are now the
No one
best
has
in the
ever
trade.
experienced-
Wala pang nakaranas
Yeah.
no, na
Kasi kung
bigat na. No?
papalitan pa siya, magla-learning curve pa yung bago.
Another learning curve and
Yeah.
another disaster.
That's right.
Di
But
ba?
do they acknowledge your analysis of the problem?
I think so. I have talked to after that
Hearing.
hearing.
2 weeks ago,
He
no?
told me that they're doing as I have advised. No? Now,
So
but
maglalagay na sila ng pressure gauges.
they have it. They say.
They have
but
it?
I don't know if they had installed the right
Gauges.
the right valves.
Yeah.
The right valves. Or I don't know if they have enough people to
Understand it.
manipulate those valves, no? At a because you have to in all they told me they have 794 valves all over the whole system, and they have to
Controlling the water
manipulate all
flow.
this.
That's
So you
right.
can
Yeah, to
imagine
lower the pressure.
how many would you need to
Kasi isang bahay nga may na 10 gate valves eh.
Oo, sa isang bahay
Oo,
lang.
diba?
Oo, dami.
One gate valve for CR, one gate valve for the
That's right,
garden, one gate valve for the kitchen. Oh.
And
Kaya-
then one main gate bulb.
Tsaka ang problema dyan kasi not all areas are of the same level. There are high areas.
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't the higher.
So you have to calibrate that.
They have to
naman, yes.
calibrate.
Aping-api, mga
Yeah.
taga Mandaluyong and Pasig.
Yeah.
Totally out.
So I think
Even San Juan.
San
but
Juan ba?
they did things na they were expecting, or they know the business. They know that we need more water. So they have actually made plans, and they have actually completed, I think, the facility in in Rizal, Unfortunately,
Cardona, yung
in
Cardona,
Cardona,
oo.
unfortunately, did not work that well.
100 million liters per day
100
ang
million.
capacity. 24 lang ang nakakuha nila.
24.
Oo.
And I come face to face with the president also of Maynilad.
Oh.
Maynilad took, they said, the president told us
Why
that it took
are they
them
doing-
time also to calibrate their system
Para
before they were
linisin yung
able
Laguna
to
Lake
produce the
water?
So
good
how come
water.
they were able to do it and then Manila Water was not able
It's
to?
kind of,
Madumi daw yung tubig ng Laguna Lake. Mahirap linisin.
yeah, they claim it's salty.
Salty.
Because actually, you have to balance the salt because yun naman mga fishermen
Oh.
need salt
Of
for
course,
their
yeah,
for
that's
for
right.
their fishes.
Yes. Yeah,
Kaya, and
Saka
then,
kaya salty yun, backwash yun ng Manila Bay eh.
yeah,
Pag high
actually
tide,
they
oh.
have to get, they have to allow some amount of salt water to
Di parang desalination pala yun, hindi simple filtration.
Marami raw marami that comes into I understand even yung fertilizers that farmers use. That finally they are washed down to the lake.
So may methane pa yun.
They said may manganese, whatever.
Yeah.
I really don't know the
So
chemistry
that's
of these
one of the
things.
main
Yeah.
difference between the Maynila and Manila Water.
Oo.
They're gonna,
They're faced with, as I said, technology. But they will overcome that as Maynilad. Actually, Maynilad has the same experience before, but maybe not as big as crisis as this one.
Sila, they had the benefit of time preparation.
Actually, before, Maynilad have to ask water from Manila Water.
yeah.
And then yung sinasabi nilang, yung interconnection nila,
Yes.
cross-border,
Yeah. Sinuportahan naman
it's
ng-
there, actually.
Nandun na yun.
It's there. But
So
it's
they-
good that the President, GMA, have asked to personally see the installation. So they really worked fast enough to
Pinanood niya yung
activate the
pagbubukas ng
system.
valve eh.
Oo.
Yeah.
Kaya magaling yung move ni Presidente, naapura sila to
Right.
to open those valves.
But the interconnection is already there, so
It's
why
already
can't-
there. And they can put more in the system. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're going to cut to a short break. You're watching Biz News. We'll be right back. Welcome back.
Kung 2 weeks ago, the House committees had a hearing on the water crisis, no? And you were the one who summarized the hearing after 5 hours. Anong major conclusions niyo po?
Well, yeah, as I have, it's actually an institutional failure.
Institutional
You cannot
failure.
blame the present dispensation. You cannot blame General Velasco for it. As a matter of fact, General Velasco was claiming that only in the time of our President Duterte,
Kumilos ang MWSS.
na-start there's actually an ongoing construction for a new connection.
Sa cross-border o sa from
No,
Angat to Lamesa?
From Angat.
Nagdadagdag sila ng pipes.
But I think, this will take another 2 years pa yata to finish the project. So it's there, being done.
But I understand some of the MWSS officials are going to be, nasabon na sila, no?
Oh.
So
But
ang next is,
I have commended the President Ferdinand de la Cruz
Yeah.
for his honesty, for his humility,
Yeah.
for accepting.
Yeah.
At the same time, I told him, it's also your big mistake that you admitted.
admitted.
So now you have to pay. And they have to pay. And one thing is, I understand the reason why this regulator saying they cannot find the
Walang
concessionaires.
Yes,
Okay.
they
is
cannot find.
it may
yeah.
be part of the
Hindi
loan
pwedeng-
agreement.
Hindi pwedeng i-penalize.
penalize.
They
Oo.
cannot penalize because it might affect the capacity to repay the loans.
So, may foreign loan sila.
I said in that summary that it has to come from their profits.
Yes.
Actually, last
And
year
they
they
made profits, how
earned
much?
6.4 billion.
They
Yun.
make about 400 million a month.
So-
About 500 million a month.
So they have to draw it
Profit.
from the profits. Yeah.
They have to draw from the
Yes,
profit.
from the profits.
And actually, that is kasi they can charge all expenses to
Pwede
this
ipasa, mas ano.
rebasing
Yeah.
money, they call, no?
Right.
Maski na expense po of mismanagement.
Yeah.
Oo, tulad ng-
Tawag lang nilang non-revenue water.
Same thing as Meralco.
Yeah.
Yung mga ninanakaw na kuryente,
Tama.
mga losses, theft,
Yeah.
or yung line losses,
Yeah.
no? It's being charged
The consumers
to,
pay for it.
Oo,
Yeah.
the
It's already
we
part
all
of
pay
it.
for it.
Yes.
Oo.
Yeah.
Binabaldi-baldi nila ang,
So,
ang profit.
to that extent, I think regulating,
ano?
we have enough experience in regulating concessions. So we should improve na from here on.
Yeah.
That's where the
With this
institutional failure
experience,
is.
it's an eye-opener, no?
Yes.
And actually, it puts into to question the capability of our regulators. And actually, I've conducted in my own committee,
Yeah.
and in the same committee of Metro Manila concerns,
Yeah.
we have conducted several mga
Hearings.
inquiries, yung dyan. And we are actually
Anong na-found out nyo, Kong? What did you find out?
That really our concessionaires for utilities here in Metro Manila are actually not performing that well.
Ganun. Not up
As you
to
can
par.
see, even the cables, dangling cables all over the place.
Ang usapan
Yeah.
underground yan, di ba?
Para pang
Not even yung aerials na yon should have been
Linisin naman ang
neatly
pag-
arranged.
Yes.
No?
Linisin
But they
naman,
don't exert effort to do that.
Ang pangit sa mata yan,
Ang
no?
pangit.
Oo.
Talagang
Kasi sinusubcontract nila
Take-
sa mga small kontratista.
taking the word from the late Congressman Goles, aglipaying Metro Manila.
The uglification of Metro Manila.
Uglification,
Right?
Yeah. Kaya sabi nga, now, the only way to get them to do their work is to prevent them from getting any more concessions anywhere in the country until they have
Sabi mo, anyway,
done
saka sabi mo,
what they need to
The standard.
deliver.
That's the minimum standard.
meron
for
nga
Metro
mga
Manila.
linya ng tubig, yung mga blue pipes, nandun mismo sa kanal eh.
Yeah.
Oo.
And actually, in
Sa bangketa, nakakala to.
So in Marikina now,
Oh.
I have put to task, I've asked Manila Water to fix all this.
Oh.
As we fix the roadways
Yeah.
in this,
Nandun mismo sa kanal, saka sa
Oo,
bangketa.
pinalalagay ko sa tama sa kanila ngayon.
Baka hindi pa tapos yun, tapos na
Hindi,
yun.
dapat yan tinatakpan nila
You
eh.
know what I found out? They don't have a standard.
Walang standard
They
yung
don't have a
saan
standard
ilulubog.
approved by the regulators.
Ganun.
And one thing, the regulators doesn't seem to know that those things are under their
Ganun.
Under the jurisdiction.
Bali yung regulator, tanga.
I would say, kung gano'n na nga siguro.
Oo,
Kasi tinatanong ko, they
Hindi
don't
naman
even
siguro
know.
tanga,
They
tsaka-
don't even care. And they have not penalized nor called the attention of any utility
Why
company.
don't we have a standard? That
On
should,
this
Yung
thing.
nga
You would
legal
think
officer,
it's a
siya pa
minimum,
nagsasabi kung na hindi pwedeng i-penalize eh. Siya
Yeah.
pa nagsasabi. Dapat ang magsasabi nun yung concessionaire.
Hindi, iba yung sa water.
Ganun.
These concessionaires for power is a different story. Because the government doesn't borrow for their use.
So dapat talaga may
So
ano
they
yan.
can. They
But
can be penalized.
for the
yeah.
Manila Water, this Manila, government, whatever they do is actually government paying for it.
Oo. Kasi ang ginawa ng
Yeah.
katiwiran ng mga utilities and the concessionaires, buti nga nilalagyan kita ng kuryente eh. Gusto mo pa maganda, ganun eh.
Yan,
Buti nga nilalagyan kita ng tubig. Gusto mo pa.
Actually, I have question in this mga meetings in Congress. Yun nga, why they have to put the
May wall eh,
electrical
no? May wall.
up the sky, no?
Oo, may
Talagang,
wall.
para ba sinasabi, mga Pilipino talagang mga magnanakaw that they have to put yung metro doon, ganun kataasan sa langit na inilalagay. Ha?
Diyan sa 9 de Pebrero.
Ang pangit eh. Ngayon, but at least we have made an agreement.
Hindi nilalagay sa langit.
In these various sessions that we had, in the last session, we signed an agreement that in 3 months they have to submit
Plan.
an acceptable plan of action to
Yung mga
fix all this.
metro ng kuryente na nasa langit.
Otherwise, we will have to ask, we will have to prevent them from getting any new concession.
Baka may message naman
This
kasi.
is for both utilities.
Kung
Kung
Electric,
all
tsaka water. All
utilities.
utilities.
Water,
Electric,
power,
yeah.
and yung communications.
And communications.
Kasi ang ganito ang nangyari. Like Manila Water, they were given by government the opportunity to learn this business.
Yes.
They don't know anything about it.
Yes.
You're given a concession, you get to learn the business.
Yes.
But you have not yet performed your
since
initial obligation.
Pero
Since
hindi nila alam yung
1995 pa sila sa
Ano ang
business
problema?
eh.
Manila Water now is in partnership na with a foreign land. When they have not fixed.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
They're actually partners now. I think it's
Malaysia sa
Malaysia or
Malaysia.
Yeah.
Vietnam,
and
mapasa sila.
they have applications for so many areas like Boracay.
Yes.
It's already Manila Water.
Right.
Ang ano ko, stop na muna yon. Kasi everything, success is measured by how much focus you have. You have to focus no?
Right.
in any undertaking.
Yes.
Natuto yung engineer natin, pinadala mo na kagad sa Boracay. Paano yun? Dapat mag-focus muna rito. And pag nagawa na natin itong Metro Manila, then marunong na tayo.
Where is
Diba?
the standard though, Kong? Where's the standard that they're going to have to meet? Diba? But before you answer that, we're going to cut the short break. You're watching Biz News. We'll be right back. Kong, so we need to put in a standard, the
Yeah.
benchmark. Gayahin na lang natin kung what works.
Yeah, and I have even suggested to DTI. I was waiting for their proposed legislation, yung ibigay sa akin, na for us just to adopt any all
Global standards.
global, international, or American standard, or Japanese standard.
We don't have to reinvent the
We
wheel.
don't have to reinvent the wheel because we are 100 years late.
Total,
Our standards actually in this country can fit a filing cabinet.
sa
Oh
dami,
my
sa dami,
Yeah.
sa dami.
American standard would fill up a multi-story building.
Ganon.
Ganun tayo ka-late.
Dapat kamukha sa
And
aviation.
actually, it's not easy to put up
Kung
standard.
dapat sa kamukha sa aviation, ang standard yung FAA ng
Oh, yeah.
Amerika.
Yeah.
Yun.
Oo.
Ganun.
Huwag na tayo magano dahil pala wala pa tayong
Yeah, because we know what works anyway.
Yeah.
So to fast track it, because like you said, we're 100 years late.
Oo. And actually, if we just adapt those standards, we'll be at par with the world.
Yeah. So in 3
Everything
months.
we do could be acceptable anywhere in the world.
Yeah. So in 3 months, they're going to have to report.
Yeah. Well, I'm expecting them to submit the report in 3 months when we get back to Congress.
So,
Yes.
offhand, Congressman, bawal yung naka-expose yung mga wires na parang spaghetti. Bawal yan.
Hindi, tsaka i-bundled right. Makita mo, the local governments have actually taken the initiative to bundle dahil hindi ginagawa ng mga
Nilalagyan nila ng mga
mga
clamp.
utilities. When they put new lines, they don't even insert it in the bundle. Basta
They
they
just-
dangling there.
Di ba dapat ilalagay
That's
sa
not even the
tubo?
work of the LGU. Buti na lang
Hindi,
ginagawa.
it's not the work of the
Di ba
LGU.
dapat ilagay yan sa
but-
loob ng tubo, no? Yung mga wires
Yeah.
para malinis tignan sa mata.
Maganda yun, kung gano'n. But they have a way to bundle it with a wire. Na
Baka
gano'n.
yun na,
Properly.
Baka kung
Neat.
kaya
Neatly.
nakalagay sa mataas na lugar, papuntang langit, yung mga metro ng kuryente. Pag wala kang kuryente o hindi ka makabayad, magdasal ka.
Hindi, para wag daw. Kasi yung iba,
Kasi titingala
yung
ka,
iba
ganon.
sinisira yung puntador,
Yeah.
yung meter.
Yeah.
So they have to put it there so that they cannot touch it. no?
Ah.
To reduce
Kasi paano
yung
naman
theft.
babasahin ng meter reader yung
They use telescopes.
telescope?
But
Oh my
unfortunately, the subscriber do not have a telescope to check if his
Oh,
billing is
oh,
if
tama.
the,
It's
the
correct or
reading
not.
really is
Yeah.
what's in the meter. So yan ang problema. But sabi nga, the Meralco would have the most number of electrical engineers in this country. But hindi, you put up all their brains together and come up with something better than that.
Yeah.
No? Like, let's say put a contador. If you tamper with it, it will explode in your face.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
do something about it, di ba?
Right.
But I don't think they really have done that much effort to find a better solution to it. But, and doon na yung kontador. Pagkatapos, they have to run the service wires. So many kulay ang nilagay pa.
Orange.
Kulay orange. Kaya
Orange,
naman pagtingin mo ganun sa
Kita talaga eh, no?
kitang-kita naman. Ubod
Yeah.
naman ng pangit.
Yeah.
Oo.
Kasi yung kulay orange, yan yung kulay din ng mga black box ng aeroplano eh. Para madaling
So
makita.
you know why? Orange is the international color of electric. That's why,
ganun ba?
yes, it is.
Yun ba?
Yeah.
But talaga, it's an eyesore.
It
ano?
is an eyesore.
And I don't think it's acceptable in any code. In any code. I don't see it in any code, actually. Sabi nga, they have the most number of electrical engineers in this country, and yet they're doing something violative
Pero yung
of the Bible of the electrical
Right.
Kaso yung-
trade, no?
Kaso yung ginawa nila to make the meter highly visible and prominent does not serve the purpose eh. Nagnanakaw din ng kuryente, mahirap eh. Alam mo kung bakit kung mahal masyado ang kuryente.
Tsaka, ang problema ngayon, nagiging yan ang dahilan ng sunog.
Yung mga
Yeah,
wiring.
that's
Oo.
right.
Hindi,
yeah.
because
Because they splice, they tap.
Nakaw,
Yeah.
nahuli ng Meralco, they have to cut off the line.
Yeah.
And they have to pay, so much. And many cannot pay. So they use candles to light their
Yeah.
homes. Yun ang nagiging cause ng fire.
Kasi
And that's causing havoc.
Kasi pag nahulihan ka na nagnanakaw, yan ang batas, may batas ang Meralco that violates due process. You are presumed guilty. Not just for that single act of nagnanakaw ng kuryente, but pati in previous years, ipipresume na nagnakaw ka din.
They have to compute.
Meron marami akong mga kaibigan, 10 taon ka na nagnanakaw, ganyan. Guilty ka kaagad, so you have to pay a fine.
Meron doon sa Marikina,
Oh.
nahuli ng Meralco. and they were asked to pay 800,000 pesos.
Oo.
So they cannot pay. And it's a family of 5.
Oo.
They live in a compound. And walang kuryente, so they use siguro candles. Nasunog.
Nasunog.
Yung
Oh
buong,
my gosh.
Nasunog. 5 families yon, and in front of the school. Now, I'm doing their, fixing their homes.
Meron akong
So,
kaibigan,
to get the
sinisingil
place,
lang.
because it's right
Meron
in
akong
front of
kaibigan
us.
ko,
Terrible.
sinisingil na 1 million.
Yeah.
Oo.
It's actually
Nakita ang jumper.
because this guy naman, nahuli siya. He's a distributor of electricity in the
Okay.
whole place.
May kasalanan talaga siya.
Talagang siya.
Pero bakit pinoproject ng backwards? 10 years, ganyan.
Talagang they can compute it eh.
Gano'n?
Yung present billing mo ngayon, and then they have to compute because we can draw a number from the consumption of every person. Per head yan. You're consuming certain
Hindi,
number of
di ba
kilowatts.
dapat subject to due process yun? Hindi naman pwedeng dapat bayaran mo yun. Magdemanda ka muna.
Actually, it's okay na rin sa akin
Okay
na
na rin.
gano'n na. Kasi such a big company naman would not make it a business to
To take advantage
take
or ano,
advantage. Siguro okay na rin. Kasi talagang medyo may kahirap. If you go to court, nako, it will take so
Yeah.
long and you will be consuming more manpower and a lot of
On litigation.
trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, mahirap din magbantay na siguro. Mga easily, 5 million na metro, no?
Mabigat din.
Oo.
Kaya ako sa Marikina, I made it a rule in my time as mayor, they cannot do that in Marikina before.
Paano ginawa mo sa kanila?
They have to put the meter, as we have, from bata pa tayo,
Easily
it's
visible,
always
oh.
placed
Oo.
on the wall of the house.
Not
di
more
ba?
than 2 meters high.
Oo. I oblige them to do that.
Saka ilagay
But
sa-
ngayon,
ilagay sa bawat
they have allowed
bahay.
it na.
Yeah.
Daka ilagay dapat sa bawat bahay. Hindi
Sa bawat
naka-display
bahay.
na gano'n parang tourist
Sa
spot
bawat
eh.
bahay.
Oo. Oo.
It's ugly. Huh?
Say nga, actually, the law would allow them to enter any premises. They can enter your house at
Palagi
any
ko
time.
tinatamad silang pumasok sa mga
They have
eskinita.
they have that power. Why can't Meralco, with all their money, get a contingent or a battalion of, di ba?
Inspectors.
Inspectors. So who will
Palagi ko
do these
natatakot
things?
silang pumasok sa mga eskinita.
Hindi.
Okay,
I
tinatamad.
don't think, no. I think it's because they can charge it anyway.
Oo.
Yeah.
They're paid for those things.
Pag if you subscribe to Meralco
Diba? We're all
Service,
paying.
That's right. We are all
yung
paying
pag if
for
you
that,
subscribe
yeah.
to Meralco Service, nakalagay doon, pwedeng pasukin ng bahay mo anytime.
Pwede yan.
O, nakalagay mismo doon.
Meron yun.
Oo.
Meron yun. Kaya say nga, ano naman yun, kailangan gawin. I know that. Kasi, nung aking mayor, we have to do it eh. But alam mo, as mayor, I discovered, no? You know, what agency has the right to enter your home without a benefit, ano? Is the health inspector.
Health inspector?
Health inspectors. So, nung araw,
May health inspector pala?
oo, may, yung mga, sa local government.
Sanitary inspector? Baka sanitary inspector. oh.
Sanitary inspector. I have forbidden yung dogs and any animal
Yeah.
in areas where so many, the population density is so high. So, we have to enter homes to get the dogs, the cats, because
ganon.
they would not give it up.
Man's best friend.
So you
kasi
have to,
yun eh.
so
Man's best friend.
you have to bark, and then the dog will answer. So you have to pasok ka rin sa bahay, kukunin mo yung dog. Kasi I discovered, yung palang health officer na yun, can get into
Okay.
homes without the benefit of
We
any.
learn something new every day.
Search warrant.
Without a search warrant. All right, we're going to cut this short break. You're watching Biz News. We'll be right back. So, Kong, looking forward on the water crisis, we have the Kaliwa Dam that's going. So, but there's
Cardona,
still.
we have the Cardona water treatment plant.
Well, at least they've started work yata. I don't know. They
Pwede
have
ba tumaas
awarded
ang
the job.
capacity nun beyond
Ha?
24 MLD?
I really don't know. But it should, I think they have figured it out. 40 years ago, they already have a figure for this.
Gano'n. Ay, mga gano'n. Nandiyan yung mga estimates.
Nung pa yan.
500 million liters.
Namatay na yung mga nag-studies noon.
Implementation na lang ang kulang.
Implementation ang kinulang dyan. Ayan nga, sabi nga lang, probably, if we have put it out for PPP, baka danayin eh.
Yeah.
Kaya-kaya
There's a
ng
lot of
PPP.
money in this
Yeah.
country. But people just don't find any opportunity or any way to put them into
It wasn't
good
made
use.
productive.
Yeah.
We have a lot of money kasi we have foreign reserves of $82 billion. OFW income of $27 billion a year, and savings rate of about 12% of GDP.
Tsaka, let's give the Filipinos the opportunity to do things.
Yeah.
We are actually technically short. No?
Technical.
Because we are not given any opportunity to really
To show up.
make the major decisions. Even yung ating mga expats natin mga OFWs natin, they were never given yung really those positions.
Magagaling yung mga yan. Magagaling yung mga yan. These are technical people.
But nasa lower pa rin eh.
Ganun.
So only in this country can we give them that opportunity to make those major decisions. So let's give it to them. Ang ko dyan, kahit magkamali, okay lang. Isang tulay, bumagsak, okay lang.
Yeah.
At least, wag nang maulit.
Oo, learn from it.
Natuto.
Yeah.
No? At yan, katulad dyan, yung kaliwa na yan.
Yes.
Leho, kaya na natin gawin yan eh. Actually, we are ahead. Yung,
Ang MWSS is the
Yes.
Monarch.
yung Monarch.
Construction.
Hindi, it's not Monarch. It's now Monarch. But before that, they were dam builders. In the time of President Marcos, they have actually formed a consortium of the major contractors in the
CDCP
country.
consortium.
They built, I think, it's the Binga Dam or one.
Upper Pampanga River Dam.
They made dams. And they even made dam in Indonesia, I think, or Malaysia.
Yeah.
Huh?
In Saudi
We are
Arabia.
actually number one in this part of the world in these things. And we gave this opportunity to them.
The Candaba
to do it.
Akendak is a showpiece.
And what happened?
The North Luzon Expressway, originally from those muddy ground, no? Filipino,
The first in Southeast Asia
the
yan,
military pa
expressway.
yata the engineering battalion started work on it.
The first in
and then
Southeast
finally
Asia
it was
yan.
finished by no less than
South
the
Expressway
CDCP.
din.
Unfortunately, when it's fix ng after a while, we have to get Australian spa to do it.
Ganun, to repair it?
Yung nung they expanded when they rehabilitated it with what we have now. But the Australians have to do it for us. Well, in fact, the more difficult task, more difficult job
Ginawa
is
ng
to,
Pilipino.
From that muddy field to make
To compact it.
yun ang mabigat na trabaho. But yung ginawa ng mga Australians are not really that difficult.
Repair
Why
lang.
don't we give it to
Filipino contractors.
para
Bakit nga
matuto
hindi?
tayo? Ha?
Why not?
I think it's a question of
Confidence.
mistrust.
Mistrust.
Or actually, we don't want to give them opportunity.
Colonial
Takot
mentality.
lahat yung decision maker baka mag-fail. But let's do our best, no? Katulad to, nag-fail tayo sa water, no? But actually, sabi nga, now we know better.
Yes.
Marunong-runong na tayo
Yes.
ngayon. Ano yan? Ganun din, in everything. Yang kaliwadam, kaya ng Pilipino yan. Kung sakali man, baka tumulo lang. Huwag lang naman magbe-break at baka maraming malunod.
Yeah.
But we can always get some opinions from the more advanced countries like the Americans or the Japanese or the Chinese. We can ask to check on our work. But natin
Saka, Congressman, the Philippines used to be a hydropower.
Yeah.
Hydropower.
Yeah, number one tayo. The LRT.
Yan.
We were first in the region to have it.
We are builders First convention center in Southeast Asia. Gawa natin.
Unfortunately, parang nagkaroon ng sayang. Actually, the CDCP before, na? And no less than the former Prime Minister, Virata, told me. He really supported the CDCP.
Yeah.
They were
Engineer
given
din kasi
money
siya
to have the best equipment, the best construction equipment in the world. They bought it for CDCP.
Yeah.
We're number one. We were building roads in
Middle East.
in the Middle East and in Asia, in this Southeast Asia. So, where's the disconnect?
Yeah.
Where's the disconnect?
Nasayang, oo.
Yeah. And let this be, our experience in this water be an eye-opener for our decision makers.
Yeah.
We have to realize.
Pero
we have to
Congressman,
accept.
sa House, what is the House doing to help solve the water crisis?
Yeah, we have actually, now after this series of meetings with yung mga and our job as to our oversight function, now we have to draw some legislation.
Like what? Like what?
Well, like this authority of the regulators. We can actually
reinforce it.
Reinforce whatever, or
make it mandatory to exercise their regulatory powers.
or add more to their responsibilities. Baka kulang yung kanilang
Baka naman you add mo, kumita na sila.
That is one thing
Diba?
we may have learned from this. Now we'll know. Give us a little time, give Congress a little time. We are now in recess.
Yeah.
Actually, what we are doing is actually, bakasyon sana kami.
Oh, ganun.
But itong si
Nagtatrabaho
Speaker
kayo?
GMA talagang napakasipag.
Nagtatrabaho kayo?
Mayat
Walang
tinatawagan
bakasyon.
kami. At lahat ng walang kalaban, sabi niya,
Trabaho?
we'll have to report to work.
Kasi wala kang
Balik ka, wala kang
kalaban.
kalaban.
Yeah, wala kang kalaban.
Papasalamat ako sa aking kalaban at gave way na.
Ganun pala.
Si Speaker naman, every time mayroong problem, special technical problem,
Ginawa ka niyang chief of staff,
Tsaka si GMA is all over, not only here in Metro Manila. She goes to the provinces, checking on her flagship project ng RORO. Yung RORO
presidente siya?
Nung
Presidente siya, Saka hindi na siya tumatakbo, no?
Hindi na. Oo. Kaya pakasipag. And we have to toe the line.
All right, we're going to cut a short break. You're watching Biz News. We'll be right back.
Congressman Bayani, you're an engineer and a tycoon,
Successful businessman.
hugely successful tycoon. You build hotels, roads, all kinds of infra. You have been a cabinet member, MMDA chairman, mayor for a long time of Marikina, and now congressman. Saan ka masaya?
I think I'm happy. After 2.5 years in Congress, I'm getting to get the hang of it, no?
You like it?
I'm getting to like it because I'm getting old na rin, but all my past experiences, now I'm putting them to good use in drafting these laws. Tulad ngayon, now I'm drafting a law to solve this problem natin on traffic. Yung Road Users Act. I'm actually consolidating all the laws that we have on the use of roads.
On traffic?
That will be effective for the whole country. Hindi ko natapos kasi I'm a neophyte congressman, so I really have to learn the ropes in that.
But that's important, by the way, for the industry.
Yeah, ibang-iba. And I'm getting to learn. Iba-iba yung dynamics.
You have to go
Yes.
to the
That's
congressional labyrinth,
yes.
That should be another show, for that.
Saka, mahirap sa Congress, may mandurugas, may mabait kamukha mo, may mga specialist.
Talagang But you can see, I'm glad to be in Congress now because you can see the whole gamut of government in Congress.
Nandun lahat.
Aki cabinet secretary, aki nasa MMD. I can only see part of government.
So meron kang,
Ngayon,
meron kang
you can
macro
see the whole,
perspective. Oo.
Because you can get into everything.
Sabi nga nila sa English, you get the microcosm of government and the economy in one
Yes.
position,
Oo.
congressman. Oo.
You get to learn really what government is. No? Tsaka yung dito makikita yung dynamics, tsaka yung relationship among...
The three branches.
Tsaka yung tao.
Tao, ah.
When you're with 297 congressmen.
Napaka-exciting ata
Lahat
yun.
kaibigan, eh, no?
Exciting.
Exciting yung relationship.
Saka lahat kayo,
Interesting.
saka lahat kayo hari sa lugar ninyo, eh, no?
Mga puro hari yan. And they're supposed to be the best in their
Their district,
Yes.
their places. Oh.
Yeah, so you have to measure up to
Yeah, how many years have you been in public service? Kong?
20 na. 20 plus na.
20 plus
20
years.
plus, yeah. 9 years as mayor.
Sino na iwan
8
nagmamanis
years
ang business?
with MMDA.
Yes.
Now
8 years with MMDA,
yeah,
right?
now 2.5 years in
Congressman.
Congressman.
Sino nagmamanis ng business? BF Construction.
My
Laki niyan,
wife.
ah.
Oo. At somehow ako, now I have more time. You know, isang maganda as
consultant ka na
congressman,
ni
you have
Mayora.
little more time to do some yung some
Kasi
work,
Mayora,
other work. No?
hindi siya mayor.
Hindi na.
Ayaw din niya, ayaw niya bumalik.
Ayaw
din.
na.
Gusto niya ata maglola, eh, no?
Kasi happy with 3 grandchildren.
Tatlo na.
Yeah,
Bilis,
all
ah.
boys. 3 boys.
All boys,
yeah,
ah.
yeah.
Oo.
Yan na yung
Hindi lang siya
succession.
happy, pati ako happy.
Oo, ganun. Sarap laruin ng mga yan. ah.
Yeah.
Mga anong edad po yan?
4, 3, and 1.
And dadaldal na yung mga ganyan,
yeah.
no? Oo.
Can get you crazy talaga.
Oo.
Yeah. So to sum
Tingin
it,
nila sa'yo, gwapo ka eh. Kasi mabait eh.
so to sum it up with the water crisis.
We can solve it. We can solve it.
Yeah, we can solve it. And actually, with this experience, now it's an eye-opener. Now we're into a good restart. And I hope we'll give them let's give them a break.
Yeah.
They've been through a harrowing experience, and
But there is a solution inside.
there's a
being done,
solution.
yeah.
But they have to pay. They have to
Yeah.
pay because so they will remember.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations,
Congratulations,
Congressman BF.
Congressman.
You are a walking success story as a construction magnate, as a mayor of several years. You made Marikina into a major metropolis.
And a benchmark.
With those,
Yeah.
with those remarks, you've made my day.
And also you help in the planning of Metro Manila, especially with the traffic aspect. And
Yeah.
now you are in Congress, where you says you can see a perspective of many things. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
good luck and
More power to you,
thank you
Congressman.
for continuing to be in public service.
Thank you for this
Yeah.
opportunity to be seen.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, you've watched another episode of Biz News. I'm Elizabeth Lee, together with Tony Lopez. See us every Monday at 10:30. We'll see you again next week. Have a good night. God bless. Thanks for watching.